Hi guys, it's Nika and I am back today with another Create a Sim video. So today I will be creating another sim that has something to do with Tyler's band with Rosie, although maybe I should say he had something to do. And actually he doesn't really have something to do with Rosie, he has something to do with the previous band. I hate how I said previous. Doesn't matter. So this is Greyson Drew, and if you watched the video where I talked about Tyler's bandmates, you might remember that I mentioned some guy that they were playing with before they met Tyler, and that would be Greyson. Greyson is the really problematic guy who does a lot of problematic stuff. I don't really know how to put. I don't know how I can put it. I don't know what I'm allowed to say on YouTube and what I'm not allowed to say on YouTube, honestly. But yeah, he was kind of a bad guy doing some shady stuff. Yeah. So as I said, he was playing with Ben and Joe and Eddie before they met Tyler. He was actually their lead singer, and he was the one who originally came up with the idea to form a band. He was really close friends with Ben, and he told him he wants to do this, and Ben was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And so they were the two people who started the band, and then they sort of just found Joe and Eddie a little bit after that, and they formed a band together. Now I'm realizing I should have come up with the name. I was going to and I forgot, but yeah, I don't know what their band was called, I'm sorry. And they played together for a little bit. They mostly just covered old songs and songs by other bands. Only sometimes they did some of their own stuff, but it wasn't like their main focus, at least not yet. They sort of had this idea that first they need to learn how to play together and then they can start creating their own stuff, I guess, if that makes sense. But at that time, the relationships in the band weren't very harmonic, and the guys blamed it on the fact that they were playing together for just a short time and they will eventually become really good friends and it will work. But that moment just never really came. Well, I guess like Ben and Joe and Eddie, they got close, but there was always something off with Greyson, and they could see that something was going on. He was kind of weird. He seemed to have something going on secretly, something that he was not telling them about, and especially Ben was really concerned about him because they used to be friends. They were very close friends for a very long time, and he could see that something is wrong with Greyson. I guess there was always something wrong because Greyson was kind of like very easy to get angry, and he always had some anger issues, and he always used to get like really drunk, and then he was sort of really annoying and worse. But things started getting even worse lately, and eventually they found out what he was doing and they didn't really know how to deal with that, but they didn't really want like to associate with him anymore. I don't know if that's the right word, but also they were concerned for him. They wanted him to get better. It's not like they hated him. They wanted him to get help. So eventually they were just like, I already said that in the band video. They were just like, hey, listen, Greyson, you can't perform in this state. You need to get help. Get help first, and then maybe we can hang out again. And basically, well, Greyson felt like they are kicking him out of the band when in fact it was more like, no, we are stepping away. We are going to maybe form our own band, and yeah, once you are better, feel free to hit us up again and we can do something. So yeah, and then they met Tyler and things happened, and yeah, I feel like I'm not doing a good job at explaining this, but oh well, I'm sorry. Again, this is gonna be in a written form eventually on my Tumblr. Anyway, Greyson didn't do what they asked him to do. And when he found out about Rosie and about how they are doing and how they are pretty much rising to well, at that time, rising to fame, that's a strong word, but they were doing well. In terms of being a small band, they were doing well. And Greyson sort of felt like Tyler stole his success. They never met each other, but he was so angry at him and he was so jealous of him. And so he decided to wait for him one day because he knew that the band is practicing in Ben's warehouse. And he knew that at some point Tyler will have to walk out and maybe he will go alone. And if he comes out alone, well, Greyson can see him and they can have a little chat. Except when Greyson means little chat, he means beating the person up. So that's kind of what he did. I don't know how much in detail I want to go, but it was bad. And then there was another person who sort of, I would say, saved Tyler. I think we will talk about it in another video. Tyler went missing for a few days. It was a whole thing. But yeah, Greyson did some nasty shit to him. But when the whole thing got resolved and they found Greyson and he admitted that he did it, he finally did get the help that he needed, and eventually he actually felt bad for attacking Tyler like that, and he felt bad for what he was doing, how he was treating the guys, what kind of person he was before. But yeah, at the time when he is relevant to Tyler and to the band story, he is kind of a shit person. And at first I intended him to always be a shit person, but I guess, and this is me, I'm very much the kind of person who loves giving second chances and who believes that everyone can get better. And now I'm kind of like, I want him to get better. I want him to redeem himself. Like, I don't know. Will he? I'm not sure. I mostly just planned for him to be around in like the beginning stage of Rosie, and maybe he will come around later. I haven't really figured that out yet. I think it would be fun. I can see Ben meeting up with him way later. Greyson has already sorted everything out and he's doing fine. He's better now. And I can see Ben reaching out to him, or Greyson reaching out to Ben, I don't know. And they would sort of talk about how they could do some music together again. And Ben would be like, yeah, sure. Or Greyson would be like, yeah, sure. I don't know. Depends on who would reach out. But Tyler wouldn't like this idea because, like, that man fucking assaulted him, like, and almost killed him. Like, you do not forgive a person like that, I guess. I don't know, that's just something kind of new that I only thought about a few times in the recent days. Like, the story that I told you about in this video more in detail, that's part of the story I have had in my mind for years, basically. And this, like, Greyson later reaching out, or Ben later reaching out, that's a new thing. But anyway, I think I've been talking for too long, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I will definitely tell you when the character page that I've been working on my Tumblr, when it's ready. So yeah, one day if you want to know more about Greyson, you will be able to know more about him. And yeah, I hope you liked this video, and I will see you all next time. Thank you all so much for watching. Love you guys. Bye everyone.